Hey y'all, my name is Yvette and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my TBR for the Latinx-A-THON. I'm a co-host for the Latinx-A-THON, and for the full details about the readathon and all the prompts and all that good stuff, that'll be all down in the description. One quick thing before I get into the books is that this whole TBR is very tentative. Almost every book is going to be dependent on when a loan is coming in from the library or the US Postal Service, so I may read all of these books, I may read none of them, only time will tell. The only book that I'm guaranteed to get to during this readathon is our group book, By Any Means Necessary by Candice Montgomery. This is a YA contemporary and it is an honest reflection on cultural identity, class, and gentrification. It centers around a boy named Tori who has just started his first year of college when his uncle Miles dies, leaving him a bee farm. This farm is being foreclosed on, so he has to deal with that along with all of the regular college freshman stuff and talking to a boy that he's interested in. I'm really excited to read this, and I hope that y'all will join us because we are doing a Q&A with the author on Twitter, the details of which will be announced later on Twitter. The next book I'm hoping to read is You Had Me At Ola by Alexis Daria. The author is Puerto Rican and this would go for the challenge of roots. This is an adult romance between two telenovela co-stars. There is a new telenovela being filmed and the female lead, she's just had a bad public breakup and she's all over the tabloids. And her co-star is a Latin American actor who is hoping that this will be the role to break him out to American audiences. So they both have a lot riding on this new TV show. So they start rehearsing in private to get their roles down and romance happens. All of the Latinx and romance readers I know have read this and that I trust have enjoyed it, and I've read 3 previous works from Alexis Daria that I've liked, so I'm just primed and ready to have a good time reading this. The next book I want to read is Show and Prove by Sofia Quintero. The author of this book is Puerto Rican and Dominican, and this would go for the challenge of voices. This is a YA contemporary about growing up in the South Bronx in the 80s. So there is that backdrop of hip-hop becoming what we know of as hip-hop, Reaganomics, and the crack and AIDS epidemics. This follows 2 boys. One of them, his name is Smiles, and he just got a scholarship to a fancy private school, and the other one is his rival Nike. He is a b-boy competing in a breakdancing competition while crushing on a neighborhood girl. I haven't heard anything about this book. It's a backlist one published in 2015, but it's given me the Get Down vibes, so I'm very interested. The next book I'm talking about is I, Regret the Manchu by Regret the Manchu. This would go for the challenges of voices and roots, and the author is Guatemalan. This is a translated nonfiction work about the life of an indigenous woman who grew up in poverty and who suffered a lot of injustice and hardship after the military murdered her family. She became a human rights activist, and this book is supposed to not only be about her life specifically, but a testament to her people as a whole. I did do a little bit of research on Manchu before this TBR. She won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1992, and she founded the first indigenous political party in Guatemala, and she even ran for president, and as far as I can tell, she's still out there doing work for her community. The next book on my TBR is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. This would go for the challenge of Latinidad, and I'm not actually sure what this author's heritage is. I went through a few interviews and reviews, and everywhere I saw it listed them as Latinx, not a specific heritage, so I don't know if I just missed it, but if anyone knows, please let me know in the comments. This is a YA fantasy about a trans brujo who is trying to complete his brujo rite of passage, but his family is having trouble accepting his gender and they won't let him. He sets out to perform the ritual himself, but instead of summoning the ghost of his murdered cousin like he intends to, he accidentally summons the ghost of the school bad boy. Today is actually this book's release day, so happy book birthday to Aiden Thomas. I can't wait to read this book. It's one of my most anticipated books for 2020, and God willing, my pre-order is not delayed getting to me. The next book I want to read for the Latinx-A-THON is Beast Meridian by Vanessa Angelica Villarreal. The author of this one is Mexican American, and this would go for the challenges of roots and Latinidad. This is a poetry collection from a queer Mexican American poet that Priscilla graciously lent me. These poems are about a first-generation Mexican American girl living in Texas as she deals with generational trauma, economic struggle, cultural displacement, and violence. That is basically all I know about this book, but from that, this sounds like the kind of book that was written for me, so my expectations are pretty high, but I have faith it's gonna meet them. And finally, the last book on this TBR is Fria by Yamile Said Mendez. The author of this book is from Argentina, and this doesn't actually go for any of our challenges, but I want to read it anyways. This is a YA contemporary about a girl with an abusive father and a controlling mother. They have certain expectations of her that don't include her playing soccer, which is something something she's very good at and does in secret, while her brother gets to openly be a rising soccer star. But then the team she plays for qualifies for a big tournament and she needs her parents' permission to play. So she has to decide how she's gonna handle that, as well as dealing with the next boyfriend coming back into town. This book is actually coming out the day this readathon starts, so again, fingers crossed that I'll be able to get this in time because I really want to read a book about soccer in Latin America. So that is going to be it for my TBR. If you are participating in this readathon, let me know what you're reading in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.